All right. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for a Thursday live stream, Thursday, June 17th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your day. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner or hit the subscribe button below this video if you are watching on a mobile device. So, hope you guys had yourself a good Wednesday night. Hopefully you're having yourself a good Thursday. And today what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at some of the games going on today for Thursday, June 17th. We're going to take a look at the baseball games that are on tap. Also the NBA game between the Brooklyn Nets and the Milwaukee Bucks, game number 6. And then we'll look at the NHL game number 3 between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the New York Islanders. That promises to be a great game. I'm looking forward to that one tonight. That's the one I think that's going to make the big TV tonight there at the old Raymond household. All right, welcome to the show. My name is Ron Raymond. I am a 5-time sports handicapping champion. I was one of the co-winners last year of the MyBookie Survivor contest, along with maybe 100 other people. But win's a win, and we'll chalk it up for a win. And also the author of Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secrets. And if you go to our website and you look at, let me see here, where did I keep that book? Yeah, go to odds and go to Sports Betting Secrets. In 2009, it's not a Nobel Peace book or a New York Times bestseller, but it does the trick, and it's stacked with some great information, some great sports betting tips to help you with your wagering needs. And if you like a free copy of this book and you wanted to give it a read, send me an email at ronraymond@atsstats.com, or just click the Contact Us, and you'll get this pop-up menu that'll show up. And what you want to do is just leave your information right here and say, Ron, I'd like a copy of that book, and I will forward you a free copy of Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secrets, along with 30 bonus tips. And it's all for free just by shooting me an email, and I'll be more than happy to send you guys a free copy of my book, Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secrets. All right, and also here's some of the websites that I do operate and own. One of them is called the World Series of Handicapping, and folks, we are going into season number 10. I can't believe it. We're going in season number 10, and you want to join this contest. There's going to be some prize money this year. Thinking maybe to the lines of $3,000, and along with the beautiful ring you see right here. And that's what everybody wants to win, right? Everybody wants to win the ring. And if you're a sports handicapper and you're new to sports handicapping, what way to give you instant credibility by winning the World Series of Handicapping ring, just like our good friend Petro here did in 2012. Can't believe it's been 10 years already. In year number 2, John Allman, a.k.a. NFL King, he won the season number 2. Season number 3 went to Nate Jacobson of Chicago. He was the 2014 World Series champion. There's Kevin Dolan, Falchu from across the pond. I think it's Ireland he's from. And Falchu won the season number 4. Ryan Breon won 2016, and he went 75, 43, and 1 for 139 units. I think that's one of the most we've ever had here. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'll look at the units in a second. Also, season number 6, the official winner was Kendall Magruder. Still waiting on that picture there, Kendall. Season 7, the winner was Lynn Hernandez. Lynn, I believe, is from upper state New York, and a.k.a. Bruin 7. He won the record, the World Series of Handicapping that year, and he went 80 and 35 and 4. He had, I think that was the most wins we ever had. I'll check the, I'll check the wins in the units in just a second. Season number 8 was a good friend from Florida. There's Dr. John F. Murray. Hockey went 75, 45, and 4. And last year's winner of the World Series of Handicapping, actually that's should be number 9, not number 10. And that's Frank Browning. Frank Browning from, I believe he's from Pittsburgh. And the Steel City Madman, Frank went 72, 42, and 5 last season. And he was our winner last year at the World Series of Handicapping. So looking at the units here, I think Ryan had the most here. Ryan had 139. And let me see here. Yeah, so Ryan had the most units, 139.2 units. That's amazing. And the person with the most wins was, I believe it was Lynn. I think it was Lynn at 80 wins. and those are your champions here, your past champions at the World Series of Handicapping, folks. This contest is a 7 picks a week, and what you got to do is give us your 7 best bets, sides or total, and then you got to rank those picks. So let's say, for instance, you like the Pittsburgh Steelers week 1, that's your best play. You rank it as your 7-unit play, and then the next play, your 6-unit play, is say Buffalo. Your third best play is a 5-unit play, and say you like the under in the Seattle game, and so on and so forth, and you boil it down to 1 unit, and then at the end of the year, the player with the most amounts of units won wins the World Series of Handicapping season number 10, and this is the decade-old contest, and looking forward to, and you know what? This contest, it's $25 to join. So and the nice thing about this contest is that not only you win the ring and maybe $2,000 in cash, you also get $50 if you go perfect 7-0 1 week. So let's say you go 7-0, you win your money back that you entered the contest, and you get a bonus $25. And anybody who goes 7-0 will win that $50 weekly prize. All right, let's go back to the World Series, here we go, at ATSstats.com. And folks, also, just so you know, I'm working on, so the last month or so, I've been working on the top 30 sports betting tips. Now, it's not none of these, some of them might be from the book, because I always wanted to update my book. But and with the way time is going, and going into my 24th season, and July could be one of those dog days afternoons of July where it's very quiet and there's not much going on. I thought I would spice it up here at the Raymond Report during the month of July and release, along with my baseball videos each and every day, I'm going to release 30 picks in 30 days, or 30 tips. And what I'm doing right now is I'm researching every one of these selections of tips, and it's going to be a video that I'm going to release every day. It's going to be anywhere from 4 to 7 minutes, so it's not going to keep you hostage here for a long time at the Raymond Report. And what we're going to do is going to be tips that varies from all different types of factors of sports betting, including say the silver bullet play, how to read a box score, what to look for in a box score, those type of scenarios, getaway days, and those will be some of the top 30 tips that I'm going to give starting July 1st. And being Canadian, what better way to kick it off on Canada Day with a little bit of Canadian tips on day 1, and then day 4 it'll be the 4th of July. So I'll make sure I'll have a special theme for the American 4th of July with my sports betting tip for the 1st and the 4th. And you'll see, it'll be a lot of fun. And that's one thing I do now, is you gotta have a lot of fun. Anytime you get involved with things, you gotta have fun, right? It's like coaching football. If you're gonna have coach football, you gotta make sure it's a lot of fun. All right, so we're gonna be doing that. And hey, why not take a look at bullpenpixcom? And I sound like a broken record every week that I say this, but I cannot stress enough to if you are new to sports betting, or you're a baseball bettor, and you talk to a lot of professionals, and a lot of my handicapping friends will say, baseball, I can get into it at the beginning, but come the All-Star break, I start fading into the NFL, and I start looking at the college football. Speaking of college football, Phil Steele's the magazine is going to be out very shortly, and if you're a hardcore college football junkie, that's the magazine you want to get, the Phil Steele magazine. Little plug there for Phil Steele, not that he needs it or not, but that's where all the pros go, right? That's everybody gets that magazine. It's a mountain of information, and so you want to check that out. But so come baseball season, it's exciting when it starts, right? When we're getting over the NFL Super Bowl, and then March, and then April starts, and then everybody's excited because baseball's starting, and then April, May. By May, everybody's got their ass handed to them because they haven't had a really good baseball experience. Well, hopefully bullpenpix.com can change that, because what you want to do is follow winners. I used to play hockey with this guy. His name was Todd Clark. He used to play with the Ottawa 67s. If you go look at his I think at Hockey Database, Todd wasn't scared to drop the gloves a few times. If you go look at his penalty minutes, but Todd was a winner. And we used to go to all these beer league tournaments together. And we didn't bring in Todd to fight. Todd was there to score goals for us because he was our ringer, right? And the one thing with Todd, and sitting down and chatting with him, and I said, man, I go, I don't know what it is, but playing hockey with you is just there's a confidence level that you bring to hold the energy, and you just everywhere you go, you seem to win. He goes, yeah. He goes, I've been like that since I've been young. He goes, one of his coaches taught him real at an early age, winners win. And it stuck with me, right? And those are the type of things that I always, when I'm one of those guys, maybe a historian when it comes to, playing sports. You can ask any of my family members. We'll be playing checkers or tiddlywinks, and they say, "Oh yeah, there's the rain report. They're starting to get serious here, right?" But that's when you are a competitive person. You play sports your whole life. It's like coaching football. When I talk to the players, I say, "Look, if we're driving down the 401 to the 417, we're going to go play a team from Toronto, Montreal. We're not going there for a group hug. We're going there to get the W, right?" And that's the same type of mindset that I take to work every day. If you're not playing sports, you're not coaching sports, maybe this is the third best thing is handicapping sports, right? Because when you grew up your whole life being involved in sports, one of the things you always miss is that competitiveness, right? That drive, that atmosphere, the environment of always, being in like a 3rd and 1 situation, or 4th and goal, or minute left in the period, you're tied 3-3, and just that feeling of just winning, right? Of getting the winner, or helping assist get the winner, or your teammate gets the winner, and that euphoria of just winning. Winning releases dopamines, right? And so yeah. And the thing is, my grandmother, I say it all the time. My grandmother, when I was young, used to say, "You hang with winners, you be a winner. You hang with losers, you will be a loser." So that's why, long story short, and hey, the famous Ron Raymond rants. I go on one topic just to tell you. All that said, go to bullpenpix.com and to follow winners, right? And that's what you want to do. You want to follow winners at bullpenpix.com. And folks, if you're saying, well, why should I go there and make my picks? Because at the end of the day, one, you're helping the group, because if you go on a hot streak, and we've all been there, right? We've all had cold streaks and hot streaks. And if you are not really good at baseball picking winners, and if you look at the other sites we have here, we have Hockey Picks, Bullpen Picks, and then in football we're gonna have Hail Mary Picks. If you're, everybody's got their strength in one sport that they're good at, and if your strength is not good, if you're not that really good at baseball picking, and you just want to ride someone else, these are the guys you want to ride right now. And some of these guys are really good at a lot of sports. Like you look at a guy like Ed Drake here, he's Musco at Hockey Picks. Eddie's he's a great handicapper. He's got 813 points, and I saw this morning when I was doing I don't think you guys can see this on the pop-up menu. Maybe I'll check here, but I don't think, every time I do it here, I don't think you guys can see it. But Eddie, if you just go to the website, bullpenpix.com, and click on his score, you're going to see that he's 3-0 when he has a percentage, confidence level of 55 to 62. 63 to 72%, he's 8-2. And 73 to 100%, he's 11-3. So when you tally that up all together, Ed is 22-5. 22-5. His last in those confidence levels of 55 to 100%. And this is why I'm saying, if you're not having a good time or a good experience making your selection, you're not winning, follow Ed. Follow Ryan Stoller 32. Follow Artie, the one-man party. And, every time I see a guy named Arthur, I'm sorry, Arthur, but it just reminds me of when I was coaching at Ottawa U, we had a player on our team, and his name was Arthur. We used to call him Artie, the one-man party. So they always say when you get a nickname, that means we like you, right? So Arthur, don't take it personal. It's just one of those things. Art 55. Art came on the scene here just this week. I haven't really noticed him till this week, but then that's how you get their attention, right? You get in the top score, and you can't forget my good friend Eddie O from Montreal. Hey, Eddie O, you all remember Eddie from the Street Catcher? And speaking of Street Catcher, I'll get to that in a second. Gary A is having a really good run right now at Street Catcher, and I'll get to that in a second. But so bullpenpix.com, you want to go there, make your selection each and every day, and follow winners. And if you go to top pickers, you're going to see the top pickers. Every time you do a perfect night, you get a gold glove. And most followed, If you want to see my selections, look for the Expos logo and look for Ron Raymond, Ronnie Ray. Click on follow my picks. And the hottest pickers, you want to ride the picks of the hottest player of the hour. Right now it's Bossy 28, 24-6 the last 2 days. And so you just go to view your picks, you make your selections with a confidence level, and then you go to your following page. And these are the people I'm following right now at hockeypixcom. Bullpenpixcom. And what you do is you come over here and you say, okay, Detroit, LA. Everybody's on the Angels except for Eddie O. And because you respect Eddie O and you're saying, okay, what does Eddie know that I don't know? But he's only got him at 53%, so maybe that's not a huge thing, right? How you doing, Ryan? There's Ryan Cantu. Again, folks, if you're watching for the first time, what you want to do is just go in the bullpen and type in how you doing. Let me know you're there. Hey, just like the old Slapshot movie, let them know you're there. And I will acknowledge you and say hi. I've been doing great. How you doing, Ryan? You having a good experience with your selections? Things are going well. What are you watching these days? NBA, NHL, MLB? Let us know, and we'll post it. And I'll reply to you guys in the chat. So back here, what you want to do is compare your picks with the other pickers, and you can see here the Yankee game against Toronto tonight. A lot of people are on the Yankees, but Stoller, 32, Ryan here, and Ryan. No, that's not you, Ryan? This is Ryan Stoller. And Art here is also on the Blue Jays. So it's a great tool. It's one of the best tools. And the reason why I say it's one of the best tools is because the research has been done for you. Think about it. You got a guy like Musk who's, his win percentage is, let me see here, 41. Here, I'll take my calculator out here. And, 52, 60. So he's 63. He's 63 and 37 his last 100 picks. So he's hitting 67%. In fact, I'm hitting 67%. If you look at my picks, the last 100, I'm hitting 67%. And you follow winners. It's easier. It's so easy. Bob Rocco, MLB baby. That's what Bob says. How you doing, Bob? Hope you're having a good day, buddy. And so bullpenpixcom and follow the other winning picks. And now we'll let's get to some handicapping. I'll start it off with the NHL. I'll do the NHL, NBA, and then we'll get into the Major League Baseball because we do have one game going on now, and that's Baltimore-Cleveland. And then the next game is, Arizona, right? We can spend an hour dissecting that game. Maybe not an hour, maybe like 10 minutes or 10 seconds. It won't be that long. But let's talk about this one here between the New York Islanders and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Now, I did a video on this game here this morning, and I talked about this game. This is going to be a great series. And if you've watched the Islander Boston Bruins series, the crowd, the fans in New York are absolutely electric. They bring it every game, and it's good to see the old building rocking again at New York. The Islanders, I know they're going to get a new building there eventually. But this is going to be a great game. You look at the goaltending in the first two games. Hey, Varlamov's been good. He might have got a little bit, shaken a bit on that cheap shot where he got pushed into the goalie. But if you're an Islander fan, it's like, no, he didn't get a cheap shot. But looking at that game, that series, you look at goaltending, Vasilevsky has been absolutely fantastic. He'll have one bad game and then 6 good games, right? The defense for both sides, even though the Islanders' defense is a bit, not as popular in name brand when it comes to their core defensemen, the big four, like Tampa Bay. When Victor Hedman's your top defenseman and he's a Norris Trophy winner, and it's tough to beat a good Tampa Bay team. But I do like the Islanders tonight. In game number 3, but I'm taking Tampa Bay in the series. I think it's going to go 6-7 games, but the first game, Thursday night, the way the table was left, after game number 2, there'll be if you're not a big hockey fan and you don't watch a lot of hockey, watch this game tonight in the first period. There's Rolando Naber. How you doing? Watching from Dubai, bro. Hey, right on, my man. How you doing, Rolando? Hope you're having a good day in Dubai. Hopefully it's not too hot out there. What's the weather in Dubai these days? It'd be interesting to see. And, thanks for watching the Raymond Report, Rolando. Appreciate you. And, so, hey, if you're out there and you're, especially if you're not in North America and you're like Rolando, let us know where you're from. I always like to know where people are from. In fact, I got a nice shout-out this morning from one of our watchers, our people who watch the show from India, and appreciate my friend, I believe it was Odor Vey from India, and hopefully he's doing okay, and hopefully we're safe in India. As we all know, the COVID situation down there the last month, it was tough to see from across the pond, right? That was really tough to watch, and hopefully things are getting better over there. Got some friends in India, so hopefully they're doing well. But thanks for tuning in, Rolando. Really appreciate you. And I'll get to that there in a second there, Ryan. I see you just posted something, so I'll get to you in just 1 second. But back to this game here tonight. New York Islanders, I think you're getting a great discount here tonight at plus 120. I think the line on the Lightning is justified at 141. I had them at minus 188 on my power rating. But going into tonight, I do like the Islanders here tonight. I think it's a 4-3 type game. I think it goes over, but I do like Tampa Bay in the series. And if you're not a big hockey fan and you don't watch a lot of hockey, do yourself a favor. Watch this game tonight. Watch this game between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the New York Islanders. Puck drop is at 8 o'clock Eastern. You'll be happy you did. It's going to be a great, great hockey game. All right, there's my good friend Plant Based Junkie. G'day, folks. G'day, Plant Based. Hey, hope Plant Based is doing well. I think Plant Based, you're from Buffalo, right? You're a Bills Mafia. Another Bills Mafia guy. Laniel Lan. Hi, how you doing, Laniel? Laniel Lan, where are you from, Laniel? Plant Based, lower high to the Isles, high as Isles cover. Yep, I think you're right tonight there, Plant Based. I think the Islanders are the play. Even though I love Tampa Bay and I got futures ticket on them winning the series and the Stanley Cup, I just think this is a tough. Sometimes you got to make that uncomfortable pick when you're making your selections, and I think this falls into that category. All right, Ryan Cantu says, I've been having trouble concentrating on my betting research because I have had songs stuck in my constantly for the last week. So any advice on how to get through that? Please let me know. So you're saying you've had songs stuck. Here's the thing, Ryan. I'm in the same situation you are, but it's the opposite. Like, I can't listen to talk radio anymore. Like when I tried, and I guess when you're in this industry, 24 year, and it's not that I'm not. It's not that I don't agree with what I'm hearing or I don't like what I'm hearing. It's about positive energy, positive vibes. It's about listening to energy that listening to I listen to Classic Rewind. It's classic rock, right? I'm a classic rock guy. I love old music. I love AC/DC, Def Leppard, Bob Seger, Boston, Supertramp. You name it, that's my genre, right? That's my go-to. That's where I get my energy from. And when I listen to music now, it changes my entire mindset. My mood swings are, I don't feel as crusty. As in when, let's be honest, we've all been locked up in COVID and our routine and our normal behaviors have been changed. And we're all getting used to a new type of, lifestyle pattern, right? But I'm telling you, if you're struggling out there and you're not having a good day, flip the switch to something that you enjoy. Like it could be classic rock. It could be blues. Oh, speaking of blues, have you guys ever heard of Kingfish? Christone Ingram. Man, I found this guy on YouTube. He's the next BB King. This guy is the next BB King. Like if you just you go on YouTube and type in Kingfish, absolutely phenomenal young guitar player. I can't get enough of this guy. I even supported his website. I went there and I bought a couple of T-shirts. I love his music. And, man, if he's watching, hey, big shout out to Kingfish. Christone Ingram. I believe that's his name. Christone. Let me do a YouTube search here. Kingfish. Yeah, there it is. Christone Ingram. He goes by the handle of Kingfish. If you like music and you love guitar, and you like they say the blues and stuff like that, you gotta tune into this guy. This guy is absolutely amazing. He's amazing. But anyways, back to you, Ryan. You know what? Find the music and just stick less is more, right? When you're doing your handicapping and you find that you can't concentrate and you're just not you're just not feeling it. This is why I say at the top of the show, bullpenpixcom, right? Sometimes ride the hot hand. So when you go to bullpenpix.com and say you're not feeling it today and you want to ride a guy like Eddie or Mus, there's nothing wrong with riding other picks when you're having a bad day. If you are struggling and you're not making good picks and you're getting your butt handed to you, and and the thing is, I feel you. I know what you're going through. You feel like you're losing. Things are not right, and losing will do that to you, right? Losing will get you into a mindset where you feel like you're the Arizona Diamondbacks, right? You just can't get out of the basement. But follow other winning pickers, and you will see it'll take a bit of the stress off you, and less is more. You don't need to play 6-7 picks a day. Play 1 or 2 a day, and 3 tops, and ride those picks. All right, Plant Base says, yeah, Bills Mafia, baby. You know what, Bills? I can't wait. They're gonna look good this year. So Thursday is going to be college football. Friday is going to be NFL football on the live stream. So hopefully you guys can join us each and every Thursday and Friday. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be absolutely awesome. I'm doing my research right now. I'm going to have a lot of stats and trends for you guys, some matchups. We're going to break down every game in the NFL this year on Fridays. We're going to go through all the selections. I'm going to give you my picks. I'm going to give you my thoughts on all the games, all my research. So there'll only be one place to be on a Friday, and that'll be right here at the Raymond Report. All right, let me see. Hey, there's my Rui Pedro Noguera. How you doing, Rui? Hey, there's my friend Rui. Rui, hey, wait, we won 3-0 the other day, Rui, and my brother-in-law is very happy. And but he's still cautious though. Like Portugal looked good in their first game. We'll see how they do in the next game. I know they're in the what do they call the conference of death there, the death division with Germany and who else is in that division? There's a tough another team. Is it France? No, not France. Is it? I can't remember. But anyways, yeah, they're in a tough division there, Portugal. But I'll be honest with you, Rui. A little birdie came on my shoulder one morning and told me to put money on France. So I got a couple of long shots. So not long shots since they're the favorite, but I think France is going to be hard to beat. Laniel says he's from Minnesota. Vikes, Minnesota. That's where he's from, Minnesota. Nice. I'm from the North State. Yeah. Hey, you got a good hockey team right there. And we also got another guy from Minnesota here. He normally comes on here. Isaiah's from Minnesota. You might have seen Isaiah here a couple of times, and he's liking those Blue Jackets, Lionel says. All right. Anyways, Ryan, hopefully I was able to help you out there, but stick to the music, man. That's music. It'll soothe the soul. I call music is the electronic wallpaper, right? Music is electronic wallpaper. Germany, France. That's it. Germany and France. Yeah. Oh, you like Germany? Yeah. You know what? I normally just because of history and the way the Germans are very strong-minded defensively, I normally always put a couple of shekels on Germany, but this year I went with the France option. All right, let's go to the NBA. Let's go to NBA and let's talk about some National Basketball Association. And if you're from Philadelphia, I apologize ahead of time because we're not going to be nice to to the Sixers right now. What happened last night, right? We all saw that. Doc Rivers, it came down to coaching, in my opinion, last night. You saw what you saw what the Atlanta Hawks did, right? They started fouling. They started fouling Simmons, and they started putting him on the line, and he was 4 for 14, and that was a great move by the Atlanta Hawks, Nate McMillan, to start fouling. He was desperate. He was desperate. At that point, when they started fouling Simmons, they were behind about 20-some points. And he says, you know what? I'm going to go to the Hack-a-Shack right now. And because if I don't go this is going to be a blowout. And when you do stuff like that, it breaks the momentum of the game, right? And you got to say, looking back at last night when they started doing the Hack-a-Shack on Simmons, brilliant move. And Doc Rivers, Doc Rivers, it reminds me a lot of Bobby Cox in baseball back in the 90s. Great regular season coach. Just in the playoffs, you question the moves, right? And, I love Doc Rivers. Great coach. Great human being. Does a lot of things for the community. But when it comes to, like I said at the beginning of the show, winners win, right? And you got to find ways. Sometimes as a great coach, you got to find a way from the unconventional ways of winning. And what Nate McMillan did last night was probably unconventional, doing the hack-a-shack. But what it did, it gave his team a chance. And, Philadelphia never showed up in the second half. And next thing you know, when you're depending on the last 20 seconds to win a basketball game, then you're not helping anybody there, right? It's one of those situations. It is what it is. But looking at that series, I think that series you can put a fork in it. I think you saw the faces of Philadelphia. The fans in Philly couldn't leave the building fast enough last night. And you look at the way that the Sixers left that bench and left the floor. That was embarrassing for them. Like, that was really embarrassing. A 25, 26-point lead. And now I think it's over. I think it's all but over. But that's why they got to play game number 6, right? So we'll see what's going to happen in game 6. And we'll see. Both underdogs in NBA not only covered, but won yesterday. Yeah, and this is why, if you watch the Raymond Report, I talk about all the time, perception versus reality, right? You guys hear me say this all the time. The perception, sometimes you can't believe what the perception is out there telling you. The perception was yesterday that, Kawhi Leonard's out, we're done, right? Put a fork in it. But then you don't realize, you know what? There's a supporting cast there. There's other players there that will next man up type mentality, right? Paul George, Ibaka, all those guys. Next man up. And that's what happened last night. And Utah, they saw their main guy go down, so they bought into the Kool-Aid, right? They said, you know what? The line went from 1 to -6. Their top guy's not there. We're gonna win tonight. Hey, not so fast, my friend, as Lee Corso would say. And that's what happened. All right. Lanyo Land says, you guys and gals in the chat lounge, Raymond Report helps so much with the run line by over two over the years. I love this guy when we're recreational betting. Hey, thanks, Laniel. And yeah, if you got any questions and you want to answer me, you want to ask me any questions, or you're looking for information on anything on the game tonight, I do a live chat once a week. And the reason I do it once a week is every day would just it would just get monotonous, right? It would just, I think when you do a show, it's like your favorite show back in the 90s or 2000, right? Remember when Cheers was on every Thursday night and you look forward to Thursday night? That's what my mentality was doing the Rain Report every Thursday. You look forward to that Thursday, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the chat, because if you do it only once every day, it loses its pizzazz, right? So that's why the Rain Report now is a live stream only on Thursday. Like to be the Sam Malone here of the Rain Report, right? If you guys love Cheers back in the 90s, love Sam Malone, eh? Mayday Malone. All right, let's look at this game here between the Brooklyn Nets and the Milwaukee Bucks. And again, if you got any questions, you want to ask me anything about the Major League Baseball, hockey, or NBA, fire away. I'll see what I can do. And let's talk about this game here between the Bucks and the Brooklyn Nets. Now, if you watched my video this morning, I talked about this game. Let's talk about perception versus reality. I'd be curious to find out from the bullpen right now, people in the chat, what's your perception on tonight's game between Milwaukee and Brooklyn? I would love to find what the average bettor is thinking right now on this game. And I'll let you guys make some comments into the chat, and I would love to find out what you guys are thinking on tonight's game. There. All right. So here's my view on this game. Milwaukee. All right. We look at the last game, and let's talk. This reminds me a lot of the Clippers game last night, right? So they said that Harden might not play. Kyrie Irving's out for the last game. Was it game number 5? And did Milwaukee let their guard down? Right? Did Milwaukee let their guard down? But that game was in Brooklyn, and we know Brooklyn prior to that game was like 11-1 since April 15th. Going into that game. So that was a tough game, right? So let me see here. Plant Base says, all right. So Plant Base says, I love Milwaukee Bucks -6. Bucks get easy cover. All right. And this is exactly what I want to hear. Both underdogs in NBA, not only covered but won. Brooklyn +5. Nobody's perfect. Hey, how you doing there? Nobody's perfect. And Brooklyn plus 200 over 114-109 says Lanyo Lan. All right, and that's exactly my way of thinking too. And I said this in the video that I released this morning. All the pressure's on Milwaukee here. Look at just perception versus reality. The perception is there's no Kyrie. You know, you're going into Milwaukee tonight. They got home court advantage. They're a 5.5 favorite. KD's there. James Harden's playing on one leg. The supporting cast, you know, with you look at the supporting cast in Brooklyn, could be hit and miss. You know, we talked about Harris and Griffin the other day. You know, if those guys, they gotta pitch in, right? But having Harden back, even though he's on one leg, he's probably better than some players with two legs sometimes, right? But I think going into tonight's game, Giannis and Budenholzer haven't really proved anything yet in their careers. Like, okay, Giannis, you've won MVPs, you've done good in All-Star games. This is a big game. This is a big game. This is a big series. And if you want to prove that you're part of that legacy of the greats, you know, I'm not going to name names because I don't want to, you know, put them in that circle yet. But I'll just say the great ones. You got to win this game. This is the game you got to win tonight. It'll make it, 3-3? And then they got to win Game 7, right? So look at Game 1. Let's take a look here at Game number 1. And it was a 107-115 for the Nets. And then it was 86-125, so it was 2-0. And then game number 3, 86-83. That should have been the turnaround game where things turned around for them, right? Because they really outworked the Brooklyn that night. 107-96, so there's 2-2. And then last game, 114-108. That was that was a letdown. That was a classic letdown. You go into this game, you should be winning this game, and you lose it as a you were a favorite in that game as well. Now, going in tonight, you got the pressure of the crowd on you, and if you fall behind, you're going to feel that pressure really, really fast, and you got to deal with Kevin Durant. No matter what, at the end of the night, you can put PJ Tucker in his ear all night and start yapping and trying to get off his game. Kevin Durant doesn't care about that stuff. He's a warrior. You know, he'll go there, and no pun intended. He's not a warrior anymore, but he's proven. And now he's going to go into tonight's game, and they're going to be an underdog. You know, no one's going to give him a chance. And I think they're a great play here at plus 5.5. And to me, this game has to win for Milwaukee. If Milwaukee doesn't win here tonight and they get eliminated, that's not a good thing. Well, first of all, I think Budenholzer won't survive it. And then Giannis is going to have to take a really deep look on where this organization is going, right? He's at the point now. He's got to win. He's got to win series. He's got to win championships if he wants his legacy to be up there with the great ones. All right, that's my view on that game. What do you guys think? Joe Harris is like Drazen Petrovic with Joe Green. They are winning. Yeah, I love Joe Green. So I agree with you, Laniel. I agree 100%. All right, let's go to Major League Baseball. Let's take a look at some of the games going here tonight. And you know what? How about you guys throw a game out there, and I'll bring it up, and then we'll handicap it. We'll do it that way. So throw me a bone here. Hey, throw me a bone. Tell me which game you guys like me to handicap, and I will go through it, and then we'll go through the games, and then we'll see if we can find some winners. And I'll give you I only got one pick tonight. You know, normally I got 2-3 picks in my premium sections. I'm gonna give you guys my premium pick at the end of the show. I've only got one selection, and I think it's a good one. And I'll break it down for you guys after. But tell me which game you guys would like me to handicap right now, and I'll go. There's Rashad. How you doing, Rashad? There's Frank the Tank. How you doing, Frank? And so if you guys haven't heard of me, my name is Ron Raymond. I'm a 5-time champion handicapper. I've been in this industry since 1996. If you look down here, these are all the websites that I've created. Some of the tools. ATS Calculator is one I created. Fadoho, Probably Market Exchange, Heads or Tails. Phoenix Sports was my first website. I wrote a book in 2009 called Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secrets. And if you'd like to get that book, send me an email, and I will send you a copy each and every day just by sending me an email. All right, let's go to the card here. All right, plant-based, Yankees, Blue Jays. Do you want me to do that one? Let's take a look at this one. Nobody's perfect. Chicago at Houston. All right, I'll get to that one in just a second. And let's get to the card here between the So when this series started, and just knowing the history, the Yankees got to keep in mind the Yankees, before coming into this series against Toronto, they didn't have a good time in Philadelphia. In fact, they got swept by the Phillies, 7-5, 8-7, and 7-0. And I knew going in here that Boone would be under pressure, right? And Toronto, they looked okay in Boston. They won two. They split the series with the Boston Red Sox. But the Toronto Blue Jays are still a young team, and I knew going into the series that the older veteran team in the Yankees wouldn't come here phased, right? So I took the Yankees. If you follow me at bullpenpixcom, I took the Yankees, right? Frank likes the Netherlands here at -163. Easy cash, says Frank. Says Frank the Tank right there. All right, so Michael King against TJ Zook here tonight. Now, the computer pick does like Toronto 7.95 and 5.73. Toronto is 3-7 in their last 10 games, 3-7 to the under. My line on this game here is the Yankees at -133, and we're getting -109. So we're getting a good price here on Toronto, the New York Yankees. They're 6-2 against teams that are 50 to 59.9% in the standings. They're 4-4 to the over/under. Toronto does not do well. Toronto Blue Jays don't do well. I don't know why this phone always goes off. It's as if they know I'm doing the show and the phone starts going, right? So look at the Blue Jays' record against teams that are 50 to 59.9% in the standings. They're 5-9, 7-0 to the over/under, and they're 13-15 in Buffalo, right? It's not okay. It's not the Rogers Center, and it's not they're not doing well, and it's been tough for any Toronto team. The Maple Leafs, the Raptors, the Blue Jays. They've been eating on the road for about a year and a half now, right? So their life is being disrupted really quickly. Now, looking at the New York Yankees, I do like the Yankees in this one. I like them. I don't love them, right? And there's a difference between liking a team and loving a team. I like the Yankees here tonight. I just don't love them. I think Toronto's now on a 3-game losing streak, and on the season, when they're coming off a loss against an American League East division opponent, so a division foe, they are 1-7 in their next game. But that's not the reason why. I just feel experience is on the side of the Yankees here tonight. Even though Michael King is 0-3 and he's not tearing it up. In fact, when I look at Michael King's stats, he's a bullpen guy, right? He's coming in. He's going to maybe do 1 or 2 innings, pull a play card from Kevin Cash there in the Tampa Bay race. Tampa Bay is going to be in trouble. I'll say this right now. They better hope that Glasnow comes back, because since Glasnow announced his injury, they're 0-2, and anytime your top player goes down, that's not good. Michael King here, so yeah, he's mostly a bullpen guy, but he will get the odd start, and he went 3.2 innings last game against Minnesota. He got 4 hits, 2 runs. So give me. I do like the Yankees again tonight, though. It's just. Toronto, I think Toronto's situation, handicapping, not in a good spot. All right, let me see here. What else we got? There's Rashad. Aaron, how you doing, Aaron? Houston against Chicago. All right, that's my game of the night. I'll give you guys an early indication. This is my top play of the night, the Houston Astros. I already bet this game, and the reason why I like Houston here is you look at this squad. Did you guys watch that game the other night? Houston against Texas. It was 2-1, bottom of the 9th inning, a 1-2 count on Correa, and he cranks it out of the yard. That was unbelievable theater right there. Think about it. You got your state rival in-house, Texas. They're looking good. They got their closer in. It's 1-2 count, and smack right out of the yard, and they go to extra innings, and they won that game. That, those type of teams, that's what they do. And Correa is just a clutch guy. And Houston is, you look at the lineup of the Houston Astros, they've all have guys with winning experience. They've all got guys who've been there in the clutch. This here, when I saw this game here today, I said, okay, this is a good spot here for Houston tonight. You got Jose Urquidy going today for the Astros. You got Dylan Cease going for the Chicago White Sox. And when you look at Dylan Cease in his last couple of starts here, so he's 5-2 in the year, 3.38 ERA. He's having a good season, right? But, you look at his innings, his workhorse innings. He went 5 innings against Detroit, 7 innings against the Tigers again, 3.1 against Cleveland, 6 against Baltimore. Look at the teams he's faced. Detroit, Cleveland, Baltimore. Yankees, KC, Minnesota, Cincinnati. Cincinnati's playing really well here. So he hasn't really faced one of the top teams like Houston right now. And Jose Urquidy going in tonight's game, you're looking at Urquidy here. On the season, he's 4-3, 3.7 ERA. He's got a whip of 1.03. He went 7 innings last week against last start on June 11 against Minnesota. Toronto, he went 4.1 innings. Not a great start right there. He got rocked. That was the one game he got rocked this year. But who doesn't get rocked against that sometimes against that young Toronto young hitting team, right? Vladdy's awesome. Just reminded me so much of his dad. Boston, see, this guy's, Urquidy's played some top teams here. Toronto, when I say top teams, I mean teams that can hit. And, top teams, the Boston Red Sox, Tampa Bay. So this guy's been, proven right now. Going in tonight, you're at home. You got the Chicago White Sox. White Sox are in a classic letdown spot here. They just had 2 games against the Tampa Bay Rays. In my view, the best team in baseball. But now we're going to have to wait and see what's going to happen with Tyler Glasnow. I think with the experience in this lineup Houston has, they're on a 3-game win streak, and they're saying, all right, okay, now we got one of the top dogs coming into our building here tonight. This doesn't faze us. We've been here before. This is a classic spot here, situational handicapping for the Houston Astros, of not being intimidated by a team that's really having a great year in the Chicago White Sox. The White Sox, though, you look at their record, 27-12 at home, but only 16-13 on the road. And you look at it's the complete opposite for the Houston Astros. They're 22-13 at home and 17-15 on the road. I really love the Houston Astros here tonight. I think we're getting a good discount here at 133. And my top play today in the Raymond Report that I gave my members is the Houston Astros minus 133. That's my top play. I'm sticking to it, and then that's my story. All right, what do you think? What do you guys got here? Let me see here. Imploded. I got the Blue Jays, says Lanil. He likes the Giants. Yes, so Euros. Frank says yes, sir, Euros. I do a game play, 10 minutes with the line. Will improving. Nobody's perfect, like Toronto, New York, over. You know what? Here's the thing, nobody's perfect. You got 2 pitchers who really no experience. They won't give you a lot of innings. Now, if let's say King and Zook go get rocked early or tagged early, and then Toronto's bullpen has not been good. You know what? The over does look like a nice play. I would probably buy the hook and make it 10. So this way, if you get a 6-4 type game, 7-3, at least you get some of that money back, right? I don't like that hook. That hook scares me a bit. I'd spend the extra $10 and maybe get the even number, right? Giants. Rashad wants me to talk about the Giants and the Arizona Diamondbacks. All right. You know what? The thing is, I don't bet on bad teams. One of my rules in baseball or in sports handicapping and betting is if you followed my my betting system, the Raymond Report, if you want to take a look at my tutorial, go to tools. Actually, where is it? Right here. Odds. Go to tutorials, and you'll learn the Raymond Report betting system. One of my rules is I don't bet on bad teams. And the reason why I don't bet on bad teams, I'll give you a great example. Last night, yesterday afternoon, did you guys watch that game between the Chicago White Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays, right? It was 7-2 in the 4th or 5th inning. The announcer comes on and says, 7-2 against the best team in baseball. And I said, well, you just gave it the jinx right there, right? Tampa Bay is an A-type team. My A-type teams are teams that are 60% or higher in the standings, and teams that are B-type teams, teams that are 50 to 59.9% in the standings. Now, because Tampa Bay is an A-type team, any teams that are C-type teams yesterday, 9 out of 10 times, they don't come back to make it 7-7. That's why I bet on A-type teams. You are what your record says you are, says Bill Parcells all the time. It's one of my favorite quotes. And because Tampa Bay is an A-type team, they got a winning percentage of 62% or something like that. When you back good teams like Tampa Bay, you always have a shot at coming back. And that's why yesterday one of my top plays was Tampa Bay. Even though we lost in extra innings, I still feel you got to still feel good about your selection, right? And because they were able to come back and make a game out of that, and that's why I bet on B and C-type teams in the Raymond Report. Now, Arizona is a C-type team. The only time I'll bet on a C-type team is for the total. I'll only bet the totals on C-type teams, and the pitcher's got to be one of those guys that I can trust, right? Now, Zach Gallen, he hasn't pitched in a while. Like the last time, I thought he was on the DL. This is his first game that he's pitching, unless he came back last week. But Zach Gallen, the last time he pitched, it was May 7th. So he hasn't pitched in a while, right? So the one thing with Gallen, and he might have gotten an assignment prior to this game, like in his affiliate team. So depending on how he did, in fact, let me look here. He was on the 10-day DL. He had an injury for his elbow. Gallen has been disrupted twice. Blah blah blah. So it doesn't say if he got let me see. He threw Thursday. He may not be asked to pitch for Thursday, but he threw just 40 in his final simulated game Saturday. Okay, so he pitched on Saturday. He got 46 pitches, so he looks like he's good to go, and that's what they do in the bigs, right? Before you get an assignment, just like Russ Springer for the Blue Jays, he's in Syracuse right now. You got to give these guys an assignment. He did all right. He threw 46 pitches, but you're going up against one of the best teams in baseball, in the Giants. If I were to play this, I either play San Francisco or I look at the total. And the one thing with Zach Gallen, if you look at his starts this year, the over is 4-1 in his starts. So knowing he's got an elbow issue, and if it starts to inflame and he starts getting in trouble, they're on a 13-game losing streak. I don't like this game. I don't like this game at all. 210 is too much for here, even though I do think San Fran's the play. But I'm not going to touch this game. The Mets. You know what? I'm on the Cubs today. I think you can only go to the well so often. And, New York, hey, they're on a great run. They've won, 3 in a row right now, the New York Mets. 3-game win streak. But they're sending Marcus Stroman up against Kyle Hendricks. And when Hendricks goes for the Cubbies, they are 10-4 in his starts. Now, when I look at Kyle Hendricks, and I'm going to look at his stats right now. In fact, he's done very well of late. In fact, the team has won 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row under Kyle Hendricks starts. I think you're getting good value here on the Chicago Cubs. And when you think about perception versus reality, when you go to the perception versus reality card, the perception is, Cubs are in trouble. They had a great series this weekend against St. Louis. They swept the Cards, and they also swept. I don't know if they swept the Padres. Yeah, no, they. Let me see here. No, they didn't sweep the Padres. They won 2 or 3, and then they swept the Cardinals. And then they lost the first 2 of this series. But you got to keep in mind here, you got a Chicago Cubs team who are a B-type team in the Raymond Report, so their win percentage, 38-30 on the season. So that'd be what, about 53% about or something like that, 54. You still got a team that, they got a winning record, and they got their best pitcher going today, one of their best. I do like Chicago. If you look at the bullpenpixcom, I took the Cubbies here today at 58%. I went 58% with the Cubbies, and that's, I think this is a good spot. For New York to sweep the Chicago Cubs at home, yeah, they got old momentum going. They're 6-1 against B-type teams at home. But I think from a percentage play point of view, Marcus Stroman, he can be hit and miss, right? He can be lights out, or he can be lights out, all right. What was that? Oil Can Boyd, hey? Remember Oil Can Boyd, Dennis Oil Can Boyd? Used to have what was his nickname? Well, it was Oil Can, but sometimes he would get rocked. But he was really good too. Oil Can Boyd, if you remember Dennis Oil Can Boyd, he was also a reliever in his later years, right? But I don't know why I went to the Oil Can Boyd reference, but I just did. All right, Hugo de Alba. How you doing, Hugo? Hugo de Alba. Hey, did I say that right? Hopefully I did. Okay, Hugo likes the Cardinals. Let me take a look at that game. St. Louis, Atlanta. You know what? I believe I took the Braves here. I'm on the chop here tonight. Atlanta, yeah, I took Atlanta, and I look at the people that I follow. So if you look at my followers here, or the people I'm following at bullpenpixcom, the ones I respect, Eddie O's on St. Louis. I don't know why Eddie is like St. Louis. Justin here is on Atlanta. You got Stoller here, Ryan. He's on St. Louis. Then you got Artie, the one-man party here. He's on Atlanta. But Musk, the top picker right now, is also Atlanta. That's good to know. I do like Charlie Morton in this spot. If I look at Gant in his last couple starts, I don't think he's been doing that well. In fact, I saw this morning. Let me check his last start. Yeah, he lasted 1.2 innings against the Cubs. He couldn't get out of that inning quick enough. Yeah, I remember that game. It was an inning from hell. The first inning, I think they scored like 5 runs in that first inning. It was a Friday afternoon. I believe it was Friday, Wrigley. Yeah, that was one of his worst starts. But now, he's got that on the back of his mind. He's got to think about that. And Charlie Morton, going up against the old veteran here, Charlie Morton. Charlie's going to give you some good innings. It's hopefully he does. He's only gone 5 innings in the last 3 starts. He's only gone 7 innings once. So maybe there's an old tired arm there in Charlie Morton. But, he only went 4 innings. The last couple, 5. I look for innings, right? But you know what? I think situational handicapping here. I think this could be a good spot for the Atlanta Braves here tonight. And St. Louis been hit and miss. The Cards have been hit and miss in the last couple of weeks. And I think this could be a good spot here on should be a beautiful night in Atlanta. Hopefully it's beautiful. Anyway, let me check the game time temperature in Atlanta. And let me see. Oh, light rain. Okay, maybe not. 1% rain. Oh, no, it's going to be sunny. 1%. It's going to be a beautiful night in Atlanta. 88 degrees. The wind's 3 miles right to left. It's going to be a nice night in Atlanta. Give me the Braves. Give me the veteran, Charlie Morton, tonight against St. Louis. I do like St. Louis here tonight. I remember him. He was so bad. Yeah. You're talking about the Friday game there, Hugo? Yeah. Ron Gant got lit up like a Christmas tree. Hey? He got lit up like a Christmas tree. All right. Anybody else? You got any more selections or any more games you'd like me to handicap? In fact, Tampa Bay this year. I'll talk about this Tampa Bay game. Gant gets lit up. Lance Romance. There he is. All right. I'm on Gant. I'm on the 2 under. Gant is good. He didn't even notice the top of the rotation when Flaherty pitched. St. Louis, I see a parlay 10-teamer with this one. You got a 10-team parlay with Gant? I'll take that bet. Hey, I'll take that bet. So here's my take on the Tampa Bay Rays. My concern. I won't even say my take. So this week, the Rays starter Tyler Glasnow got got checked out and he got a little tear into his shoulder. Right? Can't remember exactly the exact word. You need a PhD to pronounce it or something like that. But so you lose your starter, that really deflates your team because now that pitcher that you really can rely on, that breather that in the rotation, that anytime you got an ace like Tyler Glasnow or Jacob deGrom or any of those type of pitchers, right? That guy where he's pitching that day, it's like, okay, we can take a breather today. The intensity level, you're always intense to play, but there's a confidence level knowing your best players there and that you probably can afford the luxury of coming in making an error won't cost you as bad, right? But now that your starter is gone, it's like the old saying, right? You cut off the snake's head, the body will die. I hope not. I hope not for Tampa Bay's case, but it doesn't look good that you lose your first 2 games after Glasnow's on the DL. So this is going to be a big game. I'm on Seattle here tonight, and you heard me talk all year. Tampa Bay, I got them on futures ticket for the World Series. I got them winning the division. I love Tampa Bay. I just think they're going to go through an adjustment period right now of trying to live without their ace. And I think Seattle could be a good, uncomfortable pick tonight for the Seattle Mariners if you do like Seattle here tonight. And when I look at their record, nothing really stands out that it really scares me away. They're 8-5 at home coming off a loss. 7-5 the last 30 days. And for the Tampa Bay Rays, well, I can throw every analytics at you, and it's gonna it's like throwing lipstick on a pig, right? It's gonna make it look good. But from a situational handicapping point of view, I do like Seattle here tonight. Not from an analytical one, situational team chemistry. All right, any other games you guys want me to look at? Colorado-Milwaukee is an interesting matchup. San Diego-Cincinnati. Let's take a look at this one. Ron, I just seen 2 Cardinals bird. Must be a sign. Yeah, buy a lottery ticket right now, Rashad. Hey, if you just saw 2 Cardinals, hey, get one for me too then. All right, okay. Nobody's perfect. Great game. You know what? When I handicapped this game, you know what these 2 guys have in common tonight? 2 pitchers have pitched a no-no this year. You got Wade Miley who pitched a no-hitter earlier against was it Seattle? And I think San Diego Musgrove pitched the same. I think it was Seattle too. Hang on here. Let me check the. Let me see if I got this right. Let me see the today's starting pitcher. So Joe Musgrove, he pitched a no earlier in the year against Texas. Okay, it was Texas, and now you got Wade Miley. He pitched a no-hitter about 2 weeks ago, and it was against, I believe it was Seattle, right? It was against the Mariners. Let me see here. Yeah, no, Cleveland. Oh, it was Cleveland. Okay, I thought it was for some reason. I thought it was at Cleveland. Hey, that's a good team. Hey, you throw a no-hitter against a team with a winning record. That's pretty good right there. All right, so you got two pitchers. I don't know if this has ever been done in a while, but you got two pitchers in the same season facing each other that pitched a no-hitter. Maybe the under is where you want to go here tonight, right? If everybody's on their A game from the broadcast department, this is your headline tonight. This is your headline. Joe Musgrove, no-hitter against no-hitter Wade Miley. And looking at the line on this game, minus 168 for the Padres and the Cincinnati Reds. Now, when I saw this yesterday on Cincinnati, I said they snuck up on us, 35-31. If you would have told me yesterday and say, hey, Ron, what's Cincinnati's record? I'd probably say it's a losing record. But they just snuck up on us. Let's take a look at their last 15 games. Look at this, 12-3. Hey, 12-3 the last 15 games for the Cincinnati Reds. I think I did take Cincinnati here. Yeah, I'm on Cincinnati. This game here, you got a team that's sleepwalking right now. Well, not sleepwalking, they're awake. Hey, you got a team that's awake now in Cincinnati up against San Diego, who didn't have a good Eastern trip, right? If you look at their last 10 games, let me see here, 2-8. 2-8 in the last 10 games, 4-11. They got all the big names in San Diego, but they didn't have a good run in the East Coast, right? They faced the Cubs, they didn't do well. The Mets, Colorado, Coors Field ate them alive. Great value. I agree with you, Lance. I think there's great value on the Cincinnati Reds. I took the Cincinnati Reds tonight, but now that the secret's out of the bag, that's one thing I don't like. I like when the team is laying low and they're flying under the radar. Not too many people's betting them. It's you just want to keep riding that, right? But I do like Cincinnati here today, and thank you, Nobody's Perfect, for bringing that to my attention. All right, what else do we got here? Their ballpark hitter, friendly. Yeah, the Petco Park, yeah. But I still like Cincinnati. Great stats by putting things today, the under. Yeah, you know what? Again, you got two pitchers here who could probably give you some innings. And, need a driver update here. But yeah, I do like the under, but I do like Cincinnati a little bit better. Plus 161. You're getting amazing, not amazing there. I don't want to over-exaggerate here. You're getting great. How about good? Good, yeah, we'll go with good, right? We'll give a good value on the Cincinnati Reds. So give me Cincy today as a value selection, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. White Sox, Astros under, Ryan McKenna. All right, let me take a look at that. I do like the Astros. That's my top play tonight, Ryan. I broke this down game earlier, and the Astros are my top play. You got an experienced team coming with a team, the Chicago White Sox, who are coming off a great series win over Tampa Bay. They're 43-25 on the season. They're winning the division, and Houston just a lot of experience. Houston, they want these games. You look at that lineup of the Houston Astros. They love these type of games. You want to give us the top dogs in our park? Let's go. Bring it on. And I think Houston's is going to be a good play. Now, looking at Jose Urquidy against Dylan Cease. Now, the only thing with Dylan Cease, as I said earlier, and you look at his last few outings, he hasn't faced really good teams. He's not even making it out of the fifth inning, right? So let me take a look here. Where's Dylan? All right. He's got a good record, 5-2, 3.3 ERA. But you look at the last couple of starts, against Detroit, 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. Detroit again, so he had a back-to-back game with Detroit. At Cleveland, only went 3 innings. Baltimore, 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run. So he's beating the beatables. He got rocked a bit against the Yankees. I don't like the under in this game, especially in a ballpark like Houston. You got a lot of firepower. The total's only 9. That's because Urquidy's going, I think, for the Astros. Urquidy's been okay. 4-3 on the year, 3.7 ERA. And if you look at his last start, 7 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs. He got rocked against Toronto. Did okay against the Red Sox. I do like Houston. I prefer the side tonight better than the total. All right. And on that note, that's a wrap. All right, folks. Thank you for showing up today again on the Rain Report live stream. We're here live every Thursday, right? And the reason I do a show once a week now, it's we lead up to that show, right? It gives me time to do preparation. And again, starting July 1st, Canada Day, and 30 tips in 30 days. And I've been spending 2 hours every day going through every tip. What you're going to see starting in July, I'm going to give you guys 30 tips in 30 days. And every tip is a detailed, thought-out tip. It's not something I pull out of a hat or talk to the side of my mouth. I'm going to back up every tip with facts like I always do. And you're going to see it's going to be one of our best series here at the Rain Report. And some of the tips you're going to really enjoy. And 30 days, 30 tips, and it's going to lead into the NFL preseason and the college football. It's going to be a lot of fun. Milwaukee says Hugo de Alba. Hugo de Alba. What is that? Portuguese? Hey, Hugo de Alba. Yeah, Milwaukee. I do like Milwaukee in this one, Hugo. I'm not going to touch the total because you got Brandon Woodruff going and Herman Marquez. Well, you just don't know what you're going to get with Herman sometimes, right? But yeah, Brewers were down 4-1 Saturday. Brewers were down 4-1 Saturday. Yeah, but this is Thursday. Hey, we start from scratch here, Lanil. Hey, Lanil Land says Brewers were down 4-1 Saturday. Unless I'm missing the inside joke there, but all right, folks. Thanks for watching the show. I will be back next Thursday. Same bat time, same bat place, and hopefully you guys have yourself a great weekend. Have yourself a good night, and don't forget, if you want to watch one hockey game all year, watch the Islanders take on the Tampa Bay tonight. It's going to be a great one. I think you're going to love it. All right, folks, have yourself a great rest of your day. As always, shop for value, play those percentages. I'll see you back shortly here with another Raymond Report. Cheers.